Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about a question that almost every human being has asked at some point. Does God really exist? Is there any proof? And what does science say about it? Does science deny God, or does it actually point toward a creator? In this video, we'll look at the Quran and modern science together. We'll explore the Big Bang, the expansion of the universe, the origin of life, and many other amazing facts that the Quran mentioned 1400 years ago, long before scientists discovered them. Stick with me until the end, because this might change the way you see everything. Let's begin. Why this question matters, a modern dilemma. We live in an amazing time. Science has reached its peak. We're sending rockets to Mars. We're editing genes. We're building computers that think. And in this age of science, many people ask, where is God? Why can't I see him? Does science prove he exists? Some people say, I don't see God, so he must not be real. Others think science and religion are enemies. But here's the truth. Science and Islam have never been against each other. In fact, the Quran constantly tells us to think, to observe, and to research. God says in the Quran, we will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that this is the truth. Surah Fussilat 41, verse 53. This verse tells us something powerful. The proof of God's existence is everywhere, inside us, outside us, in the sky, in the ocean, in our own bodies. We just have to look. The Big Bang Theory and the Quran, the beginning of everything. One of the biggest discoveries of the 20th century is the Big Bang Theory. Scientists now agree the universe had a beginning. About 13.8 billion years ago, everything, all matter, all energy, and all space and time was packed into a single, tiny, super hot point. Then it exploded, and the universe began. But here's the big question. What caused that explosion? Where did that tiny point come from? Science says nothing comes from nothing. Every effect has a cause. So what was the cause of the Big Bang? Science stops here. It cannot go beyond this point. But the Quran already gave the answer 1400 years ago. God says, do not those who disbelieve see that the heavens and the earth were a closed-up mass, ratq, then we opened them out. Surah Al-Anbiya 21, verse 30. The Arabic word ratq means something that is mixed together, joined, closed up. This is a perfect description of the singularity, when everything in the universe was one single mass. Then God says we opened them out, which is exactly what the Big Bang did. Another verse says, and the heaven we built with power, and indeed we are expanding it. Surah Adh-Dhariyat 51, verse 47. In 1929, scientist Edwin Hubble discovered that the universe is expanding. Every galaxy is moving away from every other galaxy. This is one of the greatest scientific discoveries of all time, and the Quran mentioned it 1400 years ago. How could an illiterate man in the desert know that the universe is expanding? The only logical answer, he received this knowledge from the Creator himself. Created from smoke, the nebula theory. Modern astronomy tells us that in the early stages, the universe was like a giant cloud of gas, what scientists call a nebula. It was like smoke, hot, smoky gas spreading out. The Quran describes this perfectly. God says, then he turned to the heaven when it was smoke. Surah Fussilat 41, verse 11. The Arabic word dukhanun means hot rising smoke or vapor. This is exactly how scientists describe the early universe. They call it cosmic smoke or primordial gas. The Quran used the exact same description 1400 years before telescopes and space observation. Coincidence or revelation from the one who created it all? The sun and moon, two different lights. We see the sun and the moon every day. To our eyes, they both give light. But science has proven that the sun produces its own light and heat. The moon, on the other hand, only reflects the light of the sun. It has no light of its own. This seems simple to us today, but 1400 years ago, how could anyone know this? Look at how the Quran describes them. It is He who made the sun a shining light and the moon a reflected light. Surah Yunus 10, verse 5. For the sun, the Quran uses the word diya or siraj, which means a lamp, a source of light that burns and gives off its own brightness. For the moon, the Quran uses the word nur, which means reflected light, borrowed light, or light that comes from another source. This is an incredibly precise choice of words. A 7th century Arab could not have known the difference between self-produced light and reflected light. This knowledge came from the one who created both, the sun and the moon. Everything in pairs, quantum physics. Modern physics has discovered something fascinating. For every positive charge, there is a negative charge. For every particle, there is an antiparticle. For every electron, there is a positron. The universe is built on pairs. The Quran mentioned this long ago. God says, "Of everything we have created pairs, that ye may remember." Surah Adh-Dhariyat 51, verse 49. Min kulli shay'in khalaqna zawjayn means of everything we have created pairs. The Quran doesn't just mean male and female in humans or animals. It says everything, and that includes the basic building blocks of matter. This verse points directly to what quantum physics discovered only in the last 100 years. Think about it. How could a book from the 7th century know about the paired nature of matter and antimatter? This is not human knowledge. This is divine knowledge. Where did life come from? Modern science tells us that water is essential for life. Every living cell is mostly water. Scientists believe that the first life on Earth began in the oceans. Without water, no life can exist. The Quran made this clear 1400 years ago. God says, "And we created from water every living thing." Chapter 21, verse 30. It's that simple. Every living thing, from the smallest bacteria to the largest whale, is created from water. This is not a metaphor. It is a scientific fact, and the Quran stated it as a fact, centuries before microscopes and biology. For a long time, people believed the sun was stationary. They thought the sun stood still while the earth moved around it. But modern science has proven that the sun is not still. The sun is moving. In fact, the entire solar system is moving around the center of our galaxy at about 828,000 kilometers per hour. The Quran describes this beautifully. God says, "It is not permitted to the sun to catch up to the moon, nor can the night outrun the day. Each one is swimming in its own orbit." Chapter 36, verse 40. The Arabic word yasba'un comes from sabaha, which means to swim or to move quickly. The Quran says the sun, the moon, the earth, everything is swimming in its own orbit. This is a perfect description of the constant motion of all celestial bodies. Again, this is knowledge that no human in the 7th century could have known. They didn't have telescopes. They didn't have space travel. They couldn't see the sun moving. This knowledge had to come from the Creator. Today, many young people feel confused. They go to science class and learn about physics, chemistry, biology. They learn about the Big Bang and evolution. And some teachers tell them, science has all the answers. You don't need God. But here's what they don't tell you. Science can explain how things work,
but it cannot explain why things exist in the first place. Why is there something instead of nothing? Why are the physical laws of the universe so perfectly balanced that life can exist? Scientists call this the anthropic principle. It says that the universe's physical constants, like gravity, the speed of light, the strength of the nuclear forces, are so finely tuned that if any of them were off by even a tiny fraction, life would be impossible. This fine-tuning points to a designer. Dr. Maurice Bucaille was a French surgeon and a member of the French Academy of Science. He studied the Quran and was amazed by how perfectly it matched modern science. He wrote a famous book called The Bible, the Quran, and Science. And in the end, he accepted Islam. Why? Because the scientific accuracy of the Quran convinced him that it could only come from God. Some people in our society say that Muslims are against science. This is completely false. During the golden age of Islam, Muslim scientists were the best in the world. Ibn Sina, al-Biruni, Ibn al-Haytham, they studied science because the Quran told them to observe, to think, to research. The very first word of the Quran was Iqra, read. God says, "Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of night and day, are signs for people of understanding." Chapter 3, verse 190. The universe itself is a sign. Every atom, every star, every living cell is a fingerprint of the Creator. Islam never asks you to believe blindly. Islam always encourages you to use your mind, your logic, your reasoning. God gave us intelligence, and He wants us to use it to observe His signs in nature. There are over 750 verses in the Quran that encourage us to think about the universe, nature, and creation. That's not normal for a religious book. Most religious books focus only on spirituality and rituals, but the Quran constantly points to the physical world as evidence of God's existence. Some people say, "I will believe if I see God." But think about this. We don't see gravity, but we feel it. We don't see the wind, but we feel it. We don't see radio waves, but they exist. Not seeing something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means our senses have limits. For a believer, science and religion are not enemies. Science is the study of God's creation, and religion is the path to know the Creator. Think about a luxury watch. It has hundreds of tiny parts working together perfectly. Would anyone believe that watch just appeared by itself? That it assembled itself? No, a watch needs a watchmaker. Now look at the universe. Billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, planets moving in perfect orbits, the sun giving just the right amount of heat, the Earth at just the right distance from the sun, the perfect balance of oxygen and nitrogen in our air, the miracle of a baby growing inside a mother. All of this without a creator? That doesn't make sense. The universe needs a creator. That creator is Allah. He is the one who made everything. He is the one who knows everything. He is the one who sent the Quran as a guide and a proof. So, does God really exist? Science doesn't deny God. Science actually points to Him. The Big Bang, the expanding universe, the fine-tuning of physical laws, the miracle of life, all of these are signs. The Quran mentioned these facts 1,400 years before scientists discovered them. That's not a coincidence. That's revelation. If this video helped you, please hit the like button. Share it with someone who has questions about God. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss a video. May Allah guide all of us to the truth. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and peace be upon you.